Jake Paul, I think when he weighed in for Mike Tyson, was 227 pounds. That is, if I'm not mistaken, a 92 pound weight difference, almost a 100 pound weight difference. It's insane. That is called one thing. That's called being a bully.
At the end of the day, I gave this little guy an opportunity. He should be thanking me. I'm paying him. I'm his boss. He reports to me, and I'm gonna fucking son him on November 14th. So fuck you, little man.
You pay me? Are you paying me?
Yeah.
100%? 100%. Facts?
Correct.
Yes? Correct?
Correct. I'm your daddy.
The most talked about and bullied fight of the century is finally here. As if the weight drama wasn't enough, Jake Paul just poured gasoline on the fire. During the face-off, instead of locking eyes with Gervonta "Tank" Davis, Jake bent down right in front of him, mocking his height. What should have been a tense stare-down instantly flipped into pure disrespect. The crowd erupted, and within seconds, the press conference spiraled from hype into all-out chaos. The crowd erupted as Jake bent down to mock Tank, making the size difference painfully clear. This wasn't harmless trolling. It was a direct jab at Gervonta's pride, and the tension skyrocketed in an instant. What started as simple hype quickly turned into the spark for a brewing war. Even Paulie Malignaggi admitted the press conference felt awkward, forced, and more like a messy circus act than a serious fight promotion.
The press conference was a little weird yesterday.
It was all weird.
It was awkward.
Yeah.
Why they gotta make it so weird, Jimmy?
Why did they make it weird, bro? Why are they making it weird all the time? It was strange all the way around. Probably.
Yeah.
Who's this appealing to? Who do you think the target market is? Just,
I mean,
freak show.
We're older, so I can't speak on the new generation. Where, you know, maybe the Jake Paul stuff does interest them, so obviously it's gonna appeal to them. I don't know what way this appeals as far as that press conference, but hey, man, I mean, there is. I do notice when it comes to younger fan bases, there is a bit of a WWF, or what do they call it now? WWE
now
mindset.
Jake brushed off every doubt, flipping criticism into fuel. The lawsuits, drug tests, and cheating accusations. To him, they're proof that people still struggle to accept his wins as real. Instead of hiding, he embraced the hate, calling it the highest form of respect. His promise was bold. Once he beats Tank, the excuses end, and so do the doubts. For Jake, this fight isn't just about another win, it's about rewriting his name in boxing story. He admitted this is the toughest challenge of his career, a leap beyond anything he's faced. But instead of shying away, he vowed to show up sharper, more focused, and at his absolute best. The higher the stakes, the more alive he feels. And this fight, he said, will reveal it all. Is he just a headline or a real contender?
I'm locked in. I know this is my toughest fight. He's undefeated, highly skilled, most experienced fighter I've fought, top 5 pound for pound. So I have to have the best version of myself. I know how fast he is. I know how strong he is. I believe I'm stronger, more athletic, and that's my advantage going into the fight, but he pretty much has every other advantage. So I'm locked in, fully focused, feeling amazing already, and just going to put on a performance and have the biggest fight of 2025.
His words carried both respect and fire. Jake admitted Tank's speed, skill, and experience made this the toughest challenge of his life. But he believed his size, strength, and athleticism could tilt the scales. This wasn't blind bravado. It was the voice of someone hungry to prove he belongs at the sport's very peak. To him, this wasn't just another fight. It was the fight of 2025. Every line he spoke sounded like a warning. He was coming with no reservations, ready to shock the world. His confidence swelled into a storm as he doubled down, pounding his chest and declaring he would outlast Tank, silence the critics, and end all talk of fixes or excuses. Not gently, but in brutal fashion.
Oh, absolutely. Tank's gonna be the one surviving. I'm gonna, upset a lot of people, and again, they're going to have to say that there's some crazy excuse, fights are rigged. They can't use the steroid excuse because we have full-on random drug testing at any time. They could literally knock on my door right now, so they can't use that excuse. And obviously I'm suing people who say that the fights are rigged. Piers Morgan already had to retract his statement and kiss the ring. More lawsuits are coming for these people who are lying on my name, because it's just simply not true, and we're willing to prove that in court. But I'm actually flattered that the only thing that people can chalk up these wins to is that the fights are rigged, because it's honestly the greatest compliment.
Even my call Fox, a man who's shared the ring with Gervonta Davis, shook his head at the thought. His own fight proved what boxing has turned into. Unpredictable, even chaotic. A matchup that once seemed laughable is now front and center, blurring the line between legacy and pure entertainment.
Y'all be letting everything happen. We got Jake Paul and Tank about to do a rematch. Do an exhibition or whatever. Boxing's just in a crazy place right now, where a world-ranked cruiserweight says he wants to fight tougher fights is about to fight a lightweight. You know what I mean? So, whatever.
Fox painted a picture of a sport slipping into madness, where weight classes and common sense no longer seem to matter. To him, the idea of a world-ranked cruiserweight dropping down to face a lightweight was beyond absurd. What should be a contest, he warned, risks collapsing into pure spectacle. Having felt Tank's power firsthand, Fox's words cut deeper, and his critique carried the weight of hard-earned truth.
There's money involved. Jake Paul's a social media star. In other words, in essence, he's an attention whore. It's just what it is. It's not that he's a professional attention whore. Great promoter though. I'll give him his credit, what he's doing for the ladies and stuff. Amanda Serrano is long overdue the attention she's been getting as of late. And shout out to all the ladies that's getting a chance to perform.
Fox turned his focus squarely on Jake Paul, calling him more star than fighter. The money, the headlines, the spectacle, that's what he believed fuels Jake. He gave credit where it was due, praising Jake for shining a spotlight on women's boxing and for being a master self-promoter who could sell anything. But when it came to skill inside the ropes, the praise stopped. Fox drew a clear line between Jake the promoter and Jake the fighter, leaning toward the former. In his view, this wasn't about legacy or greatness. It was about dollars and clicks. He respected Jake's hustle and marketing genius, but he doubted whether Jake was truly willing to risk his reputation for real.
So promoter Jake Paul has my respect. Fighter Jake Paul, not as much, just because, bro, you say one thing but you do another. You can make these fights. You the money. Any of those guys in the cruiserweights in the top 15 would fight you just because they know they'll get some money. You know what I mean? But this is stuff you want to do. Hey, look, you grown.
Fox argued that Jake Paul could face any top 15 cruiserweight. Plenty would jump at the payday. Instead, Jake keeps choosing safer fights built for attention and sellability. Fox didn't hold back. Jake knows how to create hype, but the matchups rarely live up to it. His message was clear. If Jake wants respect, the door is open. Until he steps through, hype will always outweigh reality. On Tank, Fox spoke as someone who's shared the ring with him. Titles aside, he said Davis is still the same Baltimore fighter who learned to scrap long before he learned to sell.
Yeah. Tank, no matter, Tank is what, 31 years old. Deep down, he's still that kid that came up real rough in Baltimore. If he feels like somebody's trying to hurt him or take something from him, he gonna do what he got to do. He gonna do what he got to do. He gonna do what he know how to do. And Jake's a big boy. He probably not gonna have no problem. Tank's probably not gonna have a problem trying to hit him as hard as he can, because he probably thinks I gotta hit this Bama because he's too big. No. He's too big. I can't let him just press me out like that. But like I said, I don't know. It's a circus. It's a circus over there.
Fox described Tank Davis as raw, fearless, and at his best under pressure. Against a bigger man like Jake Paul, he said Tank wouldn't back down. He'd bite down and fight harder. The moment Tank senses danger, he fights for survival, Fox warned, meaning Jake could be one punch away from disaster every time they trade. Yes, the size gap exists, but Fox dismissed it as a false comfort, insisting this fight is about grit and heart, and Tank has plenty. Still, the matchup has sparked more backlash than buzz. Many fighters and analysts have condemned it as a mismatch that tarnishes the sport. Unlike other crossover spectacles that stir curiosity, this one has drawn sharp skepticism, standing out as more sideshow than Showdown.
Gervonta Davis just posted that he would beat the brakes off of you if you guys fight.
Yeah, I'll be down. Let's run it. I'd be super down. I don't know if
Gervonta needs Jake Paul. Let's be clear, right?
is there a height limit in boxing?
The boxing establishment is nearly unanimous. This fight has no place in the sport. If it goes forward, many fear it will erode boxing's credibility, reducing a centuries-old tradition to little more than spectacle. Promoters may see dollar signs, but purists see warning signs, proof that the line between sport and show business has never been thinner. No matter his progress, Jake Paul is still viewed as a YouTuber-turned-boxer who built his name on faded MMA fighters. Tank Davis, meanwhile, is a proven world champion with elite pedigree and years at the highest level. The skill gap is enormous, and even with Jake's hard work and training, most of the industry sees this less as a legitimate contest and more as a headline-driven event built to sell streams and spark conversation.
This is a dangerous fight for Jake. Gervonta's technical expertise, his speed, his precision, the fact that he's a counter striker are dangerous facts that make me think that Jake's really got to lock in for this one. On the contrary, if Gervonta feels a couple big Jake Paul shots, it's going to be detrimental.
I think this is going to be one of those ones that gets a real good racial split. I think it's going to be some real black versus white shit, dude.
Mike Perry didn't hold back when asked about Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul. The bare knuckle and former UFC fighter questioned whether Jake even has the heart for real boxing. To Perry, calling out a smaller opponent isn't about proving anything. It's about headlines.
Jake is big. Tank has a lot of skill, but I don't think he's the same Tank that we saw the most incredible knockouts. We saw him, I mean, Lamont Roach performed great. They went to draw, and, you know, I just don't know. And Tank walked away. I don't know if he loves it enough to beat a guy who outweighs him by 80 to 100 pounds.
Meanwhile, Lamont Roach Sr. revealed the announcement blindsided him and his team. They truly believed they were next in line. He called the move strange and disappointing, saying what felt like a handshake deal had been pulled away. Then again, he admitted, that's boxing. Plans collapse, deals shift, and fighters must be ready for anything.
And it was very surprising to see that announcement, given that we thought we should have had to fight for him next, but you know, that's the business of boxing, man. Stuff like that takes place, and you got to see what you're going to do going forward with it. You know what I'm saying? It's unusual, you know what I'm saying, because we had an agreement. So we'll see how that plays out, though. You know what I'm saying? Because
Roach Sr. said his camp had been ready for months, only to see the chance slip away after repeated delays. Watching the fight go elsewhere was disheartening, not just for his team, but for boxing itself. Promoters might justify it as a financial move, he argued, but without respect and fair competition, business in boxing becomes nothing more than bad practice.
Go to different places, travel. They invest a lot of times in their career, and it's a lot. So, you know, when they get back, to get news like that, you know what I'm saying, it does not receive well. So, but we solid. We're going to stand 10 toes down, man, and we're going to see what's next for us.
This fight has become more than a matchup. It's a storm. Fans are split between calling it entertainment and condemning it as a circus, but nobody can deny the electricity around it. Size, respect, and credibility are all on the line, and the spotlight may be bigger than the fighters themselves. When the bell rings, we'll see whether Tank's speed and skill can cut through Jake's power, or if the script gets flipped. Bigger picture. Is this the future of boxing, or just showbiz dressed as sport? Drop your predictions in the comments, hit subscribe, and stay locked in. The drama is only just heating up.